in the gates, speaking up, man. But before I say anything, man, I would like to say that Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is very addicting, very addicting, very stressful. You playing it like I play it, man. That game right there is serious. First off, Children of the Atom is not a game to sleep on. It's not like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's much more of a difficult run through. Children of the Atom is serious. I remember my older brother and my cousins playing that back on Sega Saturn. Like whenever I played, I'm getting smoked by everybody. Everybody was far more skilled than I was. But I kept it in memory because, that was the first time I got to see some beautiful, like, cartoonish graphics as far as a side scroll video game. Like, that was taken to another level. And, later on got to play X-Men versus Street Fighter, you know, in further time, on the PlayStation. Yeah, that's where it all started for me. And, Marvel vs. Capcom, we had that rented for a bit. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, my boy had it on the Dreamcast, and that's where I started. That's where I really started. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I was really like, playing the hell out of that one. I got one for PlayStation 2. Still got my copy too. Still got my Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And yeah, that was like my favorite version. I know people say that there was like a lack of animations into it and all that, but if you get it on Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, or the Xbox version, that is the prime version to play Marvel vs. Capcom. Why? Because you get the progress mode, like, unlocking characters, outfits, like little concept arts and everything like that. Very, very, very fun. My favorite fighting game of all time. Nothing really beat it. I love Soul Calibur, you know, but nothing really got on the level of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I love Street Fighter Alpha 3, you know, but yeah, The Punisher. I was playing that, very addicting. I'm very lucky that that's not like just 3 lives. Like, just think of those old games that's just 3 lives and probably 2 continues, and then it's game over. That game would have really been punishing. The Punisher, that would have really been punishing if it had that real old school touch. But that was spending quarters. Like, if I had to spend money for every time, ruthless, very ruthless. But yeah, you know, very fun collection. I gotta say that, a lot of people, claim that they mess with that, but we'll see. And speaking of spending money, yo, that PlayStation 5 Pro, man. See, I already I did like a little blunt chat before, but I'm doing it again. This is like a remake of what I've done. I never posted because, not many people gonna look at my joint. I only got like 3, 4 people looking at my joint. I'm not no YouTube. So y'all know who y'all are, my people and everything. I'm just giving my perspective out. Bro, we asked for this. We asked for this. I didn't specifically. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with what PlayStation 5 has done for me. Besides the fact of backwards compatibility, I always wanted backwards compatibility. And speaking of that, all of this $700 price tag and not really being worth it and everything, all of this complaints and everything is bringing me back to PlayStation 3 era. I was a day one, you know, 60 gig owner of the PlayStation 3. I still have a PlayStation 3 backwards compatible, but that's the Metal Gear Solid version. I traded my other one in, and I got the Metal Gear Solid 4 version later in time. But I was a day one owner. No complaints. I understood why it was 600. I see that I could play all three of my PlayStation systems on there. I had never had no complaints, and I never was low on games. Never. Would it came to PlayStation 3? And trust me, the Xbox 360, me and my brother, we had numbers of games. We had 99 Nights. We had Perfect Dark Zero. We had it since the beginning. We had Call of Duty 2 and everything. All the games going up. Like Lost Planet and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was there. We was there for that. So when PlayStation 3 came out, it had its good selection of games. I already had an extreme catalog of the PlayStation 2 games, and I had a memory card file transfer. So I plugged the USB into this file transfer, and you could put your memory card in there. And I transferred all my memory cards onto the PS3, from my Final Fantasy saves to everything else, like Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, and everything, with everything maxed out, all infinite guns, all the above. You know, I was able to do that. And I was hearing the same old thing. Oh, it's too expensive. It's too expensive. You could get the 20 gig version. That was 400, so maybe that was too expensive. But that really, really cut down the era of, like, having like these advanced consoles. PlayStation 3 was a advanced console that we kind of dumbed down and made it into like a basic just PS3 and PS1 games, of course, but no longer backwards compatible. It made it cheaper. They made it slimmer. They dumbed down a lot of things, but you know, the hardware was issue for most US developers. Not You ain't see Japan developers complaining about the PlayStation 3. But yeah, anyways, now we're back to the timeline, our current timeline, where the PlayStation 5 Pro is right down the block. Right down the block. How do you prepare for it? See, on the previous video, I said, yo, get your disk drives now. Get your stands, whatever, now, if you are getting it. And I didn't even have to put that video out to see everybody get up on it. Indeed, you know. But at the same time, there's people that's just like, oh, hell no. Hell no. Too expensive. Too expensive. It's not worth it. And there's no games. Bro, do I gotta bring this phone to the laboratory and let you see the stack of games I have for PlayStation 5 alone? For PlayStation 5 alone? Come on now. Come on now. Y'all gotta wake up. There's many people that their job is to play video games, so they're running through these games. They got all the time in the world to play these games. It's just like not even thoughtful on how, like, they be running through these games and everything. And I don't know, be my age, you know, close to their 40s or whatsoever. It's strange, but they got that lifestyle. Me, I just play every game because I want to play it. I don't even care about beating video games too much now unless I'm really engaged into doing so. You know, I just want to play the game. I just want to experience it. I want to see what these developers done. That's usually what I am. And I know the games that are right down the line. Never running out of games. I've been buying like an exclusive almost every month this year. At least one. At least one exclusive every month this year. There's no way that there's no games. The problem is people are asking Sony specifically. I didn't get Concord. That's not my style. Concord remind me of those Xbox games that just like, like the multiplayer PvP capture the flag type versus joint, but that's all it was. There was no campaign, nothing. I'm not getting that. I played the beta. I was Gucci. I was getting smoked in that joint because I just wasn't rocking in that joint. You know what I'm saying? I was getting kind of cooked in most of the joints, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even care. Like I was just like, yo, I don't even know who would be my person. I would even like Overwatch and all that. I don't like them kind of games. Them games is mad basic. You know what I'm saying? Like I like games that is actual artwork. Actual artwork. And I've been satisfied with the PlayStation 5 because it been delivering that kind of, you know, scale when it comes down to art and it comes down to like gameplay. Like they're very sharp with their gameplay and everything, with their physics and all the above. They make sure everything is top of the line. Now, the modes is what the problem is with PlayStation games. PlayStation games need to start dealing with more modes outside of just the main game. Ghost of Tsushima did it. Yeah, it was later in time and it was a surprise. But because of Ghost of Tsushima, we kind of expected that out of The Last of Us. We thought The Last of Us was going to hit us with a multiplayer mode. You know what I'm saying? Not no factions. I don't care about no factions. I don't care about the service games. Why we got to have the service games and everything that's just going to stretch your time out when, you could just make a co-op mode within the campaign that we're playing. So like me and my friends can play those campaigns together. I'm playing Warhammer 40K, the Space Marine 2 joint. Absolute masterpiece. A lot of people get gears out of the game when they see it or when they play it and everything, because you see that third person armor set and everything and the buff captains and all that. It kind of do got that perspective. I also get like a mixture of that with resistance. Resistance is very dark time-ish with like aliens invading a whole bunch of them and everything. And you're just like this captain with that kind of music and everything. Just like the kind of darkness and the aura you get out of the game brings me back to like resistance, you know? But that's what I want to see more of. I love single player games. I be getting all of them. All of them. But that is a little bit like of a missing strip that we miss from back in the old times and everything. If I could see more of that, then I could be satisfied. PS4, I was satisfied with the basic one to where I didn't even get a PS4 Pro. I never did. I played that all the way through the entire era, you know? I had the black PlayStation 4, the early one, and then I got the glacier white PlayStation 4 when Destiny came out, and I played that all the way through until PlayStation 5 came out. I got my PS5, you know what I'm saying? And I played it all the way through. I got games from the beginning era all the way through. I never ran out of games. I'm playing multiple games right now. But as far as the media takes everything, it's like, yo, stop hating on the PS5 Pro because it's $700. I'll say $800. It's $850. It's $850 for the PlayStation 5 Pro. And you can make that bread. You could get the PlayStation 5. I'll sell you my PlayStation 5. Why not? I'll sell you my PlayStation 5 when I get that. You're not going to want that because you're going to want the PS5 Pro. You're going to want to be a pro like me. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to be a pro like me. You're going to want them 3 strips on your PlayStation. They be like, yo, you could buy a PC. Bro, my PC is like 4 bands. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? My PC is monstrous. Get out of here. Get out of here. If I'm getting a PC, I'm getting the most advanced parts. You know what I'm saying? Asus ROG Ally. You could get that as the handheld for the PC. You know what I'm saying? You gonna complain? You gonna complain? Huh? I ain't complain about nothing. This is the $700 one. This is the Z1 Extreme. They got the other one that came out right after I copped the joint and everything. And now I'm just like, oh man, y'all got me. But I'm satisfied. Why should I get the other one? People gonna complain because that one is $800. So with the taxes, you're hitting around close to 900. You hitting around close to 900 to buy that other Asus ROG Ally. Nobody hitting the news about that. Nobody crying about that, man. PlayStation 5 Pro. Let's get it. Let's get it. And I'm gonna start saying this, man. I'm not gonna even complain. I'm not on no Xbox things and everything. But if that's you and everything, you want to get you something like that. They got the joint for 600. So you're gonna be paying around 650. You want to do that? That'll be your best bet. Why get the freaking Series S and everything that's downgraded when you can just get the Series X and then you got 2 terabyte? Just get it. You know that's what you want to get? Get it. I want to get the PS5 Pro, 2 terabyte SSD. That means you put the 8 terabyte M.2 in there and get the 8 terabyte external hard drive. Bruh. Bruh, people don't know how to be a pro like that. This blunt went out twice. But yeah, y'all gotta get into it, man. Warhammer is fire. Astrobot is fire. Castlevania Dominus Collection is fire. All these games, man. Y'all better get into it, man. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection is fire. What y'all playing? What are y'all playing, man? What games y'all playing in the background? If it's none of those, y'all playing Wukong? I didn't play Wukong yet. Y'all playing Star Wars Outlaws? I didn't play that yet. I want to play both of those joints. You ain't gonna hear me talking negative on neither one of those. Both of those is looking like something for me. But right now, I'm playing Astrobot. I'm playing Castlevania Dominus. I'm playing Space Marine 2. It's kind of hard to say that because it's just Warhammer 40K for me. But I'm also playing Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. And I'm anxious to play Silent Hill 2. Mega 6-star out the gates. Y'all get y'all money. Y'all stay litty. Man, you gonna get the system or what? You gonna cry about it over the internet like, oh yeah, this is too expensive. This is crazy, Sony. Is it? Wasn't y'all just crying about people like getting laid off? Hey, get y'all pockets up, man. People trying to keep things alive, but when the money is right there and everything, like yo, I ain't got it. Or I ain't trying to give that up. It is what it is. Don't give it up, man. Keep your bread. You already satisfied. But don't hate. Peace out, gang.